Another day, another live. See how many numbers I can get today. Let's start off by, of course, self-promotion. Put out another devotional earlier about noontime. I like to schedule those things out so that I don't have to worry about posting them every day. Tomorrow, it will probably be a later stream than what I've been doing. Welcome. I just did my intro. Got a weekday devotional that came out at noontime. I put out over on Patreon, I put out daily devotionals Monday through Friday at noontime. Patreon.com/BrotherAlec. I go live just to create a sense of community. I try to get to comments as they come in, and I just talk about whatever I want to talk about. It's the Bible. Sometimes it's stuff that's going on in so I tend to ask people random questions sometimes, like, if you're a believer, what is your favorite quote? Sometimes we talk about stocks. I think it was Thursday or Friday, I was talking about stock purchases I use Cash App mostly for my money. And I've got a couple of dollars in a couple of different stocks. I don't really want to make that the focus of today's stream. Today's stream is seeing what the numbers look like as we get going down the road. And if you are a previous viewer and haven't subscribed, I would appreciate a subscribe. Maybe hit the notification bell for the next time I go live. The devotionals that I've been putting out we started with chapter 1, verse 1 in Proverbs, and each devotional is focused on the next verse. So I think today we're up to verse 4. Like I said, I have the posts scheduled. Thank you for the like. Glad to see the big numbers. Wow, big for me, 14 people watching. Or it's telling me that there's 14 people watching. And of course, I got somebody that wants to ride my bumper. 22, nice. How about a like? Hit the like button. That'd be awesome. It really helps out the algorithm for me getting onto For You pages. But again, I talk about all kinds of different stuff, like the farm I'm trying to get going. It's 1.7 acres. I've got a bunch of trees to cut down. I've got a chainsaw. I just don't have a lot of experience with it. I have cut down some trees with it. I also use a Hercules branded battery operated Sawzall. Some of my previous shorts have shown the progress that I've made. Once the trees are down on the property, I plan on bringing in loads of wood chips, covering the ground. Eventually those wood chips will make good soil. But in the meantime, I'll have to probably buy some compost or manure or something to plant our plants in. Not a whole lot of people know that I've registered a business on Google, Three Sisters Farm and Garden, where I plan on using the same system that the Native Americans used for thousands of years. Is corn, some kind of climbing bean, and some kind of cover crop, whether it be melons, squash, pumpkins, whatever it may be. And then, of course, we've got where it's navy beans, garbanzo beans. Let's see, my wife is there. Hit the like button already. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Every little number counts, it seems, on a live stream. I won't have to stop at Dollar General because I grabbed drinks while I was at Parity's, so the stream might be a little shorter than usual by much. Just a moment, because I'm sure this guy's going to want to pass me here at some point. Maybe not. He went around the island there. Nice. Frog's looking at me weird again, yeah. Frog is our cat, if anybody's wondering. And if you're wondering why we named our cat Frog, it stands for fully reliant on God. God, works in mysterious ways and doesn't give us things that we can't handle. He wants us to be content in our current situation. And sometimes that's a hard thing to get around, is being content. 15 years ago, I was praying for this kind of a life, to start doing something about what I saw as a problem: homelessness, unemployment, giving people an alternative to the regular quote-unquote rat race is a faith-based intentional community where people of this generation can learn the skills our grandparents and great-grandparents had just because of the times, is growing their own fruits and vegetables, raising their own livestock, and at least having a hand in building their own shelter like Cheryl and I have done. We haven't done the fruit and vegetables and livestock part yet, but we've done the shelter part. We've got that much done. The plan is this summer to have an abundance of crops where we can start buying things for the property, a greenhouse and some market garden tools. Yesterday I was talking a little bit about the people that I kind of look up to in the market garden scene and the amount of money they've made on small acreage. And the 1.7 acres that we're on. What's up, Charlie Kirk? That's a good one. Let me know what that means, brother. I mean, some of the things I talk about probably would get me killed by some crazy person, but God would accept me with open arms. There's some things I don't talk about because I'd probably get kicked off of YouTube or the other platforms that I'm on. So normally I just chit chat. I do from time to time mention my other platforms, specifically Patreon, where I put out daily devotionals. There is a $1 a month membership over there, where I've started putting out at least weekly content for those who are members. Can also go back after this live stream and watch the other live streams that I've done so far as a replay. It would probably give people insight into, who I am, what my testimony may be. back off of this guy a little bit and get under cruise control. What speed are you doing? About that. At least maybe the guy behind me will pass me at some point. I'm not worried about it. Nice. 4 people watching, 4 likes. I know one of them is my wife. It's all right. It helps the numbers. I know. Right. I was over here laughing myself. Yeah. I do believe in freedom of speech. People can say whatever they want. I'm not going to block them. I mean, unless it becomes kind of a harassment issue where they continue, then I might have to do something about it. But, you know, yesterday, one of the first comments, or one of the first ones I saw, somebody was talking about my teeth. I've got messed up teeth just from genetics. It's not from not taking care of them. It's just, you know, I was telling him, who was it earlier? Oh, I was talking to the boss's wife. We were going to pick up a vehicle, and I was telling her how, you know, I got that comment and the reason for why my teeth are messed up. And, you know, I've been dealing with criticism about my teeth since they started going bad. That was 20 years ago. There's just nothing I could do about it. You know, at some point I'll get my teeth pulled and get dentures and all that, but it's an expensive process. And I managed to be able to eat quite well with what teeth I do have. I know that the replays of the lives take a while to process. But YouTube also has AI that will take a clip, whatever clip it decides. It'd be nice to have a couple of options, or maybe, you know, 3 clips that I can upload daily, schedule them out, just to create more content. Because that's kind of the thing, is I've got to create this, you know, the live is a piece of daily content. The clip from this is a daily piece of content. The replay is a daily piece of content. So that's 3 just from YouTube. Then I have the Monday through Friday devotionals. That's another piece of daily content. I mean, I don't really do anything on the weekends except for put out the message for the $1 a month members over there. I'm just trying to create this organically and, you know, see where the Holy Spirit takes me in doing this. I think about it a lot, then I take it to an advisor, see what they think about it. 0 people watching, so, or it says 0. Cheryl must have lost reception or something. I'm on fire. I'm an ashtray. There we go. It's wrong. What's wrong? Oh, I got it. So, that's another thing I was wondering, because it might show me that only 2 people are watching, but it might show other people a different number. Goldfish. Yeah, that's my other problem is, in 2005 I got hit by a car. The car was doing probably more than it should have in that zone, but I'm pretty sure it was doing 55 miles an hour. It took me out at the back of the knees. I kind of flopped over the car. I had more than likely some kind of brain trauma from it. One of my thumbs, I mean, it didn't really mess it up, but it locked up both of them. So now there's a knuckle way back on your thumb that I have to pop every once in a while, or my thumbs will lock up. Short-term memory loss is the major issue. I have to either be really interested in the topic, or it has to be a lot of repetitious use of that information. Like, the skills I have as a tire and lube tech, they're second nature because I've done them over and over and over and over and over again since before the wife and I got together. So 7 years, 8 years of tire experience. I have such deep knowledge of tires. Like, I know the data manufacturer, where to find it on the tire. Looking at a tire, whether it's good or bad, the tread's all rotted, or, directional. Some tires are directional. They can only go, on one side of the vehicle, or staggered fitment is bigger tires in the rear, smaller tires in the front. You can't really rotate those. You have to take the tires off of the wheel and flip them on the wheel, and it's a process. Oil changes, like a lot of Chevy vehicles have a 15 millimeter oil drain plug. I've done it so many times. My second job is working on outdoor power equipment. Things like, a lot of people don't realize a lot of like machines, riding lawnmowers, may have a company logo on them, but they're not. They're all made by the same company, more or less. There's only, 2 or 3 manufacturers out there, but there's a pretty good variety of machines. They all basically use the same parts. Tires for those machines can be kind of varied in size, depending on the machine. But my hobby, which will, at some point become my primary means of income, is the farm. And it's something that I don't have a lot of, real world knowledge in. I've watched a lot of videos. I kind of get I know what I can grow in the zone that I'm in. Of course, that's going to change if we move or, become snowbirds. I don't know if anybody knows that term, but I don't want to live in Maine in the wintertime when I'm old and gray. Whoa, buddy. Learn how to drive. All over the road. Doing the wiggle. But, so for other things that the farm is going to produce, especially in the greenhouse, once that's there and functional, is some house plants. We have decorative plants, hostas, house plants. We have Swedish ivy. We got an inch plant. Can't even remember the name of it now. Aloe. I've got a couple of snake plants. All right, I'm at a light, so give me a moment. We've got, so I like to mention it only for the journaling sake of what I do here, is that the first spring that we were at the property we live on, we found that there was some red columbine just growing wild. So we started collecting the seeds. We've got a lot of red columbine seeds. I'm hoping that will be our first big cash flow project, is selling off some red columbines. There is some wild growing, there's a succulent that grows in Maine and overwinters in Maine. It grows back in the springtime, and it's a sedum. It seems like it's specifically autumn joy sedum. So it's a dark purple flower color, and it's one of the few flowers that actually hold its color for a while. The first cutting that we took and kept inside all winter, it held its color until January, maybe this time of year, February. And they're pretty hardy. Another person right behind me. So for anybody that's interested in the $1 a month membership over on Patreon, I do have at least one post over there, and I'm hoping, Lord willing, that it'll be a week, at least starting a weekly deep dive on a topic. The one I posted yesterday, I can't remember what time, but I just posted it, I didn't schedule it or anything, was spiritual maturity. And it was a pretty good read. I'm very open when it comes to the devotionals and messages, the studies, all of that stuff. I use ChatGPT to kind of hyper focus my thought process. Of course, I read through everything, make sure it's correct. It's not, because ChatGPT, any AI has the chance to make a mistake. And when it comes to spiritual things, mistakes are just a no-go. You've got to know your stuff. So I always double check the work before I publish it. I'm just hoping this guy will pass me at some point. Oh, now that we're up to 50, you want to kind of roll back on that? But anyways, come warmer weather, the live stream will not just be me driving home. It will, I usually take a different route during warmer weather to get over to Valley Ave to get up to the wood chip pile. And I usually park there for however long it'll take me to fill the truck. I don't know, I haven't done it for the truck yet. But probably, it's too bad we don't have great reception out at the house. Otherwise, I'd do a live stream on the weekend showing, because how I foresee it working out is bring the wood chips home, dump them out in a pile, and then on the weekend, move them to where I want to move them. There's some other projects in the works. I'd like to have some kind of riding lawnmower with a little trailer so I can take the wood chip pile that I've got at the house and distribute it on the property. Because I've still got trail work to do. We've got to get down to the stream, get to the point where we can get a crossing across this. It's actually, what is it, a brook? Now I can't even remember the name of it. But it's only a seasonal waterway. Like in the late summer, early fall, before we start getting a lot of rainfall, the brook is actually dry. You can kind of, if you're willing, you can jump across. And my grandmother owns 10 acres out back. Oh, now the car's gone. But the whole idea here, kind of as we go, is prove what I want to prove on the 1.7 acres. And once that's proven, it's productive and profitable, and I believe we might have access to all or some of the 10 acres that's out back. I've been out there several times. I went out before the logging crew cleared a lot of the trees, and I've also gone out since then. There's a couple of ways to get down there. Sometimes I just go down across the creek, where there's a gravel pit a couple properties over that the same logging crew went in through there to cut my grandmother's 10 acres. And I've talked to the landowner down there, and he says it's fine for me to go in through his driveway. But there's a lot of down trees, a lot of stuff I could probably sell as like kindling wood in the summertime. It's really about cash flow is what it is the more money we got coming in for the property, the less I'm going to have a job outside of the property. Alright, we're into the 45 here. One of the big things that I really want to work on, and not really hyper-focused, but I've seen enough videos on how trellising works with blackberries, and we have a bunch of wild blackberries growing on the property. I'm sure more will pop up once we start getting a lot of trees down. But I'd like to trellis blackberries to put them into production. Because, I mean, I enjoy blackberries. They're native to the area. They grow back every year. It's February when I got rid of it. Goldfish again. What was I saying? Oh well. I'm sure Cheryl will remind me. It's like less than 5 minutes ago. That's awful. Anyways, we just passed the Greenfield Road. So that means roughly... Actually, I'm not going to say it because usually... the sedum... Oh, I know that part, the blackberries. I forgot about that cutting. Like I said, I said it 5 minutes ago. One of the good things about the wood chip pile, though, speaking of that, is I've gotten to talk to a lot of people, different people from different areas. Actually, there's a lot of people that come in from other counties to that wood chip pile. There's one lady I was talking to. She's got a house cleaning business down in, what'd she say, Waldo County, I think she said. And she only comes up like twice a year to fill the back of her car. Excuse me. A couple of locals that I talked to. When I say locals, I mean people that were born and raised in the area. Like, I'm a local to Greenbush only because, I mean, I wasn't born up this way, but spent a lot of my teenage years in this town, a lot of my adult years in this town, except for when I was homeless in Bangor. And if you are watching and haven't heard, I put out devotionals Monday through Friday over on my Patreon page, patreon.com/brotheralec. I also have a $1 a month membership tier where I put out weekly deep dives into topical studies. I'm going to wait till the end of the month really to start expanding on more content besides what I've already been doing this week. It's really easy to hit live on the drive home. YouTube does a lot of the heavy lifting for me. YouTube's AI will make a clip from the live that usually gets posted immediately, and then it will create a replay which it'll post when it's processed. The devotionals are scheduled out until at least the end of this month. control here. That'll work. Well, you're married to a local, so I guess you're married into it. I also thought about, stop that. I also thought about when it comes to warmer weather, maybe doing live streams in the morning on the way to work. That'll be a more consistent time than the afternoon streams. So, this is the boring part of the ride. I was hoping more people would get on. It was kind of some big numbers when I first started. Wonder, well, the wife watching will help the algorithm time-wise, but I was hoping my mom would get on for a few minutes, but she's probably napping. Speaking of my skill set, oh, it's warm in here. I don't even really have the heat going. Maybe someday I'll have a little garage built, tire machine and a balancer and all the right equipment, so I can start teaching people the proper way to change tires, and of course teach them, the skills I've acquired from growing my own garden and raising my own livestock. I'd like to have some chickens in the spring, but I don't want to keep them through the winter really, unless we have the greenhouse up by fall. Man, why? It's only 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I can't even see my screen here. 1:16. If we don't have the greenhouse at some point next year, we'll probably have somebody come in and show me how to butcher some chickens, and probably freeze them, since we won't be able to eat all of them all at once, but might even give some away to people that have supported the ministry and the cause, more or less, because we won't necessarily be able to keep all that. Yeah, I know. Should stop that now and do it again. Well, for anybody that hops on between now and the time I get to the house, there'll probably be people watching the replay. But I do put out daily devotionals Monday through Friday at noon. That's scheduled out till the end of the month. I am starting to put out some content for members, Patreon members that join at $1 a month. That's just to get people looking at the stuff. And once I can show the value, that price might go up, but not more than, it's not going to be double Wow. It's not ever going to be double digits unless I make a separate tier membership. I've also thought about the idea of going live over on Patreon, maybe on Saturdays, Saturday afternoon. Maybe focus more on biblical things. I wonder if the sheriff is watching. He was just sitting at the communications building down there. Let's see. My mother's not even home. Here we go, bumpy ride. There's another one. Oh, yeah. Two people watching. I'm sure that number's wrong. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, give me a thumbs up. Helps the numbers, helps the algorithm. If you're not subscribed already, hit the little button. If you want to see more of this kind of content and are interested in joining the journey, find the little notification bell. Get notified when I go live or post something. If you're really interested in the reason why I do this, you can go over to patreon.com/brotheralec and look at some of the content I put out over there. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment. That'll help. Give me something to talk about. Otherwise, it's going to be, I still say that speed limit sign's wrong. Oh, it might just be warm enough for me to go out in the woods, and I might have to clear a little path to get down there. That'll be another piece of content I can put out today. Like I said at the beginning, nobody was really watching, but tomorrow I do work for John in the afternoon. Probably got some deliveries for me to do. And I think, if my math is right, this truck is nearly paid for half of itself just in the deliveries I do for my second job. I probably should have kept track, but more or less pays for the gas for the deliveries, but that's all I'm really looking for. For those who may not know, the truck that I own is an Isuzu Hombre. It's more or less an S10. I know Isuzu and Chevy had a little deal going on for a while. All the running gear, the engine, the transmission, all that stuff is all Chevy stuff. The only thing that's not Chevy per se is the airbag cover on my steering wheel. That says Isuzu, and the front clip is all, well, it's Brazilian S10 more or less, but the grill says Isuzu. Glad at least naming the baby Roman. So my stepson and his girlfriend, or fiance, however it works, are having a child. I believe it's a boy by that name. I'll have to see if he can at least watch the replays if he can't watch the live. Home again, jiggity jog. So be on the lookout later on for a short on some progress down in the woods. Let's go through some of these comments I might have missed. Auto Smash 6. What's up, Charlie Kirk? I can't pronounce that. Gabber Ward. Hit the like button already. Let's see. What else? Nothing really. 42 minutes because I skipped Dollar General. Oh, I got stickers. Cheryl knows what that means. But until tomorrow, you guys will see me then.